Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, my doing King Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast as we come through another, this got to be the game of the year. Epic game. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles win, and they go 8-1. Joey Shakes, what's happening, my man?
What's good, man? Well, I'm glad that at least it helps your soul today on top of how you're feeling today that the Eagles did win. The one thing I'm going to say is that this was a very physical game today. The Eagles-Cowboys rivalry is the best rivalry in sports, no doubt. And it definitely showed today, no doubt. So that's the nice thing I'll say about it before we head into this. So.
Yeah, no, it probably is the best rivalry in sports. I agree with you. Who else but us? A new member. Welcome to, I believe, was that for you or me? Welcome to Dingbat Nation.
Thank you.
Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. And what's going on? A non-Killionaire's here. Who else but us is here? JJ's here. Jamarcus is here. Bleeding Kelly Green. Joe. Thank you guys for being here. Nick, Kyle, Donnie, Logan, Motorsports, Eagles Army Down Under. I'm sure I miss a lot of people, but just catching up to the chat. I see Bryce, Jesse, James is here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I mean, I think if you look at all the games this year, man, I think that was probably the best game of the year just in terms of all the football games. That game went so many different ways and could have gone so many different ways, you know. I mean, I don't know where to begin except for the fact that, wow, what a crazy game.
It's crazy. Like you're right. It could have gone every different way because like the Eagles could have choked this game away in a lot of ways. There was a lot of times where we looked like we were out of reach. There's questions with both of these coordinators, no doubt, because now it's like moving forward and we really need this bye week badly and thank God we are at this bye week and hopefully, you know, we'll talk about the injuries and stuff like that, but there is some questions regarding not necessarily time management, but obviously when you're in a certain down and running a certain play and what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with right now. Ninth game of the, you know, it's a lot. You're week nine. It's just there's so much stuff there. I think the Eagles they're trying to figure out, and some stuff is just not working when it comes to this defense and play design at some points. I don't know.
Yeah. VJ, a member for 26 months. Thank you so much. What a effing game. We need a stud corner ASAP. You know,
dude.
First thing I want to say is I got to give a huge shout to Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Hurts got hit in the knee. It was that second quarter, and he could barely get up. He gets up. He stays in the game. He comes back in the game, and I think he comes out in the third quarter, and he plays fantastic football. I mean, the pass to Devontae Smith for the touchdown, great throw, great catch. But I thought that they really took control of that game, and I really got to give Jalen Hurts a lot of credit because he's one tough SOB, man. To stay in there like that and play the game he did, I thought was absolutely fantastic. I did.
No, that's the most because I got really nervous at that point where he couldn't even get up, and then he was limping so bad at that moment, and I was like, man, don't even. So, what do you have to think about? Is this game really that important, or do you have to think more about your future? Like, if they lose this game, or you take Jalen Hurts out, and the last thing we want is Marcus Mariota in the game, do we take Jalen Hurts out and think about we got to keep this guy healthy for the future because a bad knee could turn to another bad knee if you keep playing him, and you know, and I was I wasn't surprised that he came back in, but I was surprised on how, you know, he was dealing with a lot of discomfort and how much he was slinging the ball. And he's a tough tough mother effort.
He is.
No
He is.
joke.
I mean, and the thing is you're dealing with, he's not running already, right? That whole element of his game is gone right now. And he had to make throws, and he was able to make the throws that were really important, you know. And I thought just seeing the way he played in that second half to come out and play the way he did was absolutely unbelievable. So I was really, really happy with him. And if you look at the other quarterback, Dak Prescott, I'm sorry, but that whole fourth quarter, to me, that whole fourth quarter was at our 10-yard line. It felt like that whole fourth quarter they were in our red zone, and they could not score a touchdown. He could not score a touchdown. And to me, the difference is our quarterback scored touchdowns. Their quarterback couldn't.
Yeah, and they had every opportunity to score multiple times. I mean, literally the last drive, 3 major penalties going downfield. I mean, because I know a lot of people are bitching about the penalties. The penalties were crazy on both sides. Okay, there was stuff that went our way. There was stuff that they missed coming our way. I thought Carter got held a couple times at certain times in this game. There was a lot of things that were missed on both sides. Both teams had, I think, 10 penalties. I think they had the same amount of penalties, 10 each for 83 to 90-something yards. Okay, but the Eagles gave them every opportunity to win that game. I mean, literally every opportunity. We almost blew it with Swift and AJ Brown knocking into each other.
Oh my God, dude.
Holy shit, dude! Like, holy,
you can't come up with a better play than that.
That play was going to go to AJ Brown. You know, the same one they do with Dallas Goedert when they fake it to Swift and then throw that outside stretch. Right. Yeah. Same play, but they couldn't get the pass off. I don't know. It was crazy, dude.
Grease your Bub, the original man, David Supercheck goes, any news on Goddard? What a game. The last I heard on Goddard was he was getting x-rays on his arm, and we were waiting on results. Cam Turner, David Supercheck goes, we ran the ball and we stopped the run on D. They poured the honey, but we milked the cow. Go Birds. Yeah, it was like it was something else, man. That game was just crazy. And the thing is when we were up 28-17, I was like, that was when I became the most uncomfortable. Because if you realize and you look at all our games this year, well, we've broken out a double-digit lead. Our defense has given it back right away. You could talk about the penalties, but dude, the refs tried to give them a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. They tried to give them a 2-point conversion that wasn't a 2-point conversion. And then they tried to give them, I'm sorry, that fourth down sneak that they gave Dak Prescott, he didn't
cross. No.
He did not convert
the Swift fumble that he was on the ground for 10 minutes with the ball in his hands, and like they pick it up, they start running, and they actually thought it was a fucking fumble.
I know.
It's crazy, dude.
It's like they were giving him everything. And then the Cowboy fans are bitching about the refs. It's like, I don't know how you could bitch about like the last drive where they called Reddick on a personal foul. I thought that was ridiculous call. Oh, which king of Agmar member for 39 months? Thank you. Tyler Steen saved the game by recovering that fumble. Oh my gosh! By the way, what's the best way to wash an NFL jersey without ruining it? Run it through cold water. I usually do my jerseys by themselves, so I don't mix them with other things because you don't want anything that could bleed. Turn it inside out too, especially if it's stitched. Turn it inside out and then hang dry it. Don't put it in the dryer. That's the best way. So machine wash cold, turn it inside out by itself, and then hang dry. Freddie Lemus, David Super Chat. I don't know how many games like this I can take. My heart. Oh my God. My heart too, man. It really, like I feel like the whole fourth quarter, Joey. I feel like the whole fourth quarter was at our 10-yard line.
It was.
They were in the red zone the whole fourth quarter, but could not score a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree.
John David Superchat goes, happy 8,396th birthday, Jerry Jones. Enjoy the flight home with the big L. I'm telling you. We're not going to see any Cowboy fans for a while, are we?
No, not for
Jose Serrano, David Superchat goes, for the life of me, I cannot understand how the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator are getting away with calling BS games. There's got to be move coming during the bye week. Yeah, some of the play, I just don't understand I really hate dying by the 1,000 paper cuts, dude. I don't think we blitzed at all today. Did we blitz?
Not
at
much. No,
I
we
don't
really depend
remember
on that
one
4-man
blitz.
pass. Reddick was really, for a while, Reddick was like the only guy that was really getting pressure the whole entire game. I mean, nature
Yeah,
of
then
that.
Sweat got going. Well, then Brandon Graham got going, and that was
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
Carter got, I think Carter might have got a half a sack, and then of course the Josh Sweat won the game. Chris B. Davis Super Chat goes, "Good game, guys. Eagles versus Cowboys, best rivalry period."
Agreed.
It really, yeah, it really is.
It was
And
physical, man.
and in a few weeks we'll play him again.
Mhm.
LJ, thank you for a Super Chat. Goes, last 2 weeks Hurts is 24-25 for 343 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions when targeting A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Also, where's my wrench at? I don't know. I'll have to give you one. Thank you for a Super Chat.
But
I don't know what Mark's going to wear yet. I don't know. Philly Joey, those razor-thin plays that Dallas thought they had, the touchdown with the knee down, and then Dak's foot out of bounds for 2 points. They were the difference, but calls were correct. I agree. And they were so quick to give it to him, too. I was looking, I was literally yelling, Prescott's foot is out of bounds. I was calling it, and they're like, they gave him the 2 point. I'm like, how could that be, you know?
Yeah. Brandon Graham, dude, Brandon Graham makes a stop like that. I mean, I didn't even realize till after it was Brandon Graham that made that stop on the 2-point conversion play. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. Being David Super Chat goes, Eagles 10 penalties for 98 yards, Dallas 10 penalties for 83 yards. Now explain how the refs helped the Eagles. They didn't help the Eagles, especially on the last series. I mean, on the last series, they were at their 40-something seconds left, no timeouts. And 2 plays brought them to our 30-yard line. 2 penalty calls. The pass interference to Bradbury, and then they call the weak call on the personal foul, roughing the passer on Reddick.
Yeah. And
there was such a bad call.
Well, I mean, what was the third? There was another one, wasn't there? There was 3 penalties on that drive. There was 3.
I think there was a hold. Like a 5-yard hold, first down.
And then Dallas had the false start, or the that moved them back.
That they had they delayed. Was it a delay
of game? I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Alexander Vell Ellis, David Super Chat. Hurts post game, for this team and see, I'll do anything. He's on another level than everyone else. Dak has no dog in him. Let's go, Birds. I agree.
Okay.
Oh man, it was crazy. That third quarter was boss. It was. I mean, geez.
They really started to get separation in the third, so they really did.
What's that?
They started getting separation in the third after the A.J. Brown touchdown, and then they just really couldn't. The defense was just giving. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore about the scheme, bro, because it's not helping anybody. I mean, Ricks couldn't cover. I mean, I know Rick slipped like once, I think, and I think early in the game against CD, but Ricks was having issues. Reed Blankenship was having. I mean, it doesn't look good. I don't know if you can win a playoff game this way. I with this defense it's
if you're in Philly, you can win it, but you got to have home field. Fabio Davis, Berry sucks, and Slay makes it hard for safeties. Listen, it was tough. I thought Blankenship wasn't too good tonight, dude.
No.
He
had the one stop. I mean, but
yeah,
he didn't really play well.
No. Chris B. Davis Super Chat goes, we'll say the Eagles best in the NFC. Cowboys might be second right now, and then or Detroit too. You could put Detroit up there, but the problem the Cowboys have is you're 2.5 full game. You're 2.5 games behind us,
and
that's huge. That's huge.
Well, no. Another thing, too, Washington might catch up. I mean, that's a possible thing, too. They could catch up as well.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Major Pain, David Super Chat. Guys, I was born hating the Cowboys in another country. Can I get a wrench? 500? Yeah, you can. I'll give some out later. No doubt. You and LJ, I'll get you guys some. Let's see here. Tracy, David Super Chat. I feel like if Hurts went for the first down on the 3rd and 2 instead of going deep for Brown, for an incomplete. We wouldn't have to worry about the comeback. And then I agree. I don't know why they made that play. Why they just didn't get
an 8-yard run by Swift, and then you just like run the ball again, because at the end of the day, if you at least don't get the third down and you get the 4th and 1, just run the brotherly shove again. Like, why are you going to make it harder for your offense to throw a dagger on the left sideline to AJ Brown on 3rd and 3? It just, that's Brian Johnson. Like, I don't get what he's trying to do on some of these plays.
I don't even think on the last third down where Swift fumbled and they almost got it back. Like, I don't think he knew. I don't think anybody knew what the play was. It looked so bad. Oh my God! If Steen does not recover that fumble, dude,
it's game over.
Well, actually, Dallas might not have scored because they could not score a touchdown. I mean, sorry, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I could say, yeah, Dak had good stats, but dude, when we needed him to score a touchdown, when we needed him to get a touchdown, he could not do it. The whole fourth quarter felt like they were in the red zone. I swear it did.
Yeah.
Ex-Greatness, thank you for the super chat. He says, why do we have Sidney Brown on CeeDee Lamb half the game? The problem is because they don't shadow receivers. So the Cowboys like to play CeeDee Lamb in the slot. The Eagles are not going to bring Slay and Bradbury in the slot to play him one-on-one. So that means Dallas is automatically going to get a mismatch of having CeeDee Lamb go up against Ricks, go up against Brown, because the Eagles don't play man coverage like that. Now, they might have a couple times, I think I saw Slay later in the game on them, but for the most part, they're not going to do that. So that's why Dallas would constantly get that mismatch. Nuke Sony, a member for 1 month, he says, fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. Penny had what? 1 carry, 2 carries?
I almost shit myself. I literally almost shit myself when I saw number 23, because when Boston Scott was out for this game, I was like, he's doing kick returns. I said it before the stream started. I was like, he's definitely doing kick returns. Like, he's just going to fill in and not do anything the whole entire game. Now, do you think they put Penny in because it was planned, or do you think because it gave Jalen Hurts a little bit more help from the injury?
I think they kind of wanted to get a little physical with Dallas. And when they said, you know what, we're going to get a little physical with you in that third quarter, I don't think Dallas could keep up. Like, I don't understand why they didn't run a little more physical the whole game. I think they could have beaten the crap out of them by even more if they would have. Once they kind of started, like, we're going to run it down your throat. It opened up the passing game. I thought it started to wear Dallas, and the whole momentum of the game changed.
True.
You know, and I think they should have used more of them. Maurice Steele, thank you for the super chat. He goes, why did they stop running with Penny? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You run the ball again, exactly. I think they could have ran the ball more.
Can you say they used Swift a little bit more this game?
They did, but I still don't think they used them enough. I don't think listen, Gainwell had a great game.
Yeah, he did.
Gainwell that was his best game of the year. I give him all the credit. Gainwell showed up. He missed a couple of pass protections. He missed, but for the most part, I thought Gainwell had a good game. I think Swift, if you take away the 2 fumbles, I don't even know who to blame on the last fumble. Like, Swift, AJ Brown collided the ball. I mean, I don't even know whose fault, you know?
Yeah, somebody did. Yeah.
Yeah. But, the thing is, we didn't give the ball away today. We didn't have any we had turnovers, but we had fumbles, but nothing there was no turnovers. And that was big.
Right.
VJ, thank you for super chat. Goes, as much as I love Slim Reaper, do you guys ever wonder what would have happened if Jerry never sniped us from CeeDee and Lamb, Hurts reunited with like Devontae? I think CeeDee Lamb would have been what he is with Dallas on the Eagles. I think CeeDee Lamb is better in the slot than on the outside.
True.
And that's where they like to use him. So, CeeDee Lamb had a big game. and they couldn't stop him. And the thing is you knew they were going to go at CeeDee Lamb, and I just don't understand the game plan. Like, I don't understand, why are you so afraid to put your best corner on him and shadow him around? I don't understand it, because every time he's lining up in a slot, you're getting a mismatch, and you know it's a mismatch,
and they know it, right? It's true.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up.
You're good. Take
Chris
your time.
Melnick says, Philly and Joey, I know this sounds weird, but I think we need to switch Kevin to Connor. What does that mean?
When you switch Kevin to Connor.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, yes, you can, Hector. Yes. Yeah, I will add all three guys later. I don't know what that means. I'm not really sure. Desai is Gan 2. He is. Like, there was a 3rd and 15. It was what was it? It was a 3rd and 21. Right? Dallas goes for it. And they get everything back. So it becomes a 4th and 8.
And they go for it automatically. You know they're going to do it.
They go for it. Now on 3rd and 21, why are you not blitzing him? Like, I can't understand it, because if you blitz and you force him to throw early, he's not going to pick up that many yards. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be 4th and 17 instead of 4th and 8. But they do not blitz. I don't understand it, dude. I don't.
Yeah, because if you blitz, if you at least blitz, there's a higher chance he's going to throw something real quick. Like, because if you just use your 4-man pass rush, you're sacrificing a big play. So, like I said, like the 3rd and 15 where they got 14 yards, I'm like, they're giving up. It's like they're giving up the most that they can give up, and it's like, dude, like Dallas is going to go for it on 3rd and short. I mean 4th and short. They're going to go for it every time. So
yeah,
it's crazy, dude.
I don't understand, like, why. Like if it's me, I'm blitzing, dude. I'm blitzing. Now, I don't know if you guys watched the Miami Kansas City game today.
Yeah.
But one of the things Kansas City did was they got up and they hit those receivers, man. They got up there and they were hitting those receivers off the line, and they were aggressive with them. I don't understand the free release. The free release with the free, like, why do they get free release? You know they're going to run a slant. Like, I don't know. It's just the same thing. It's like we're really content as long as, we did what Sean Desai did what he wanted to do. Don't let him score a touchdown. Just, bend, but don't break. That's what he wants.
Hate it.
I do too. Hey, Warriors Ray, thank you for the super chat. When Big Sil said Dallas secondary was excited to face us and we're laughing, it pissed me off. Then I started laughing because they were right to. Yeah, if that was true, I don't know if that was true, but all I can tell you is I wanted it to be true, because I wanted the Eagles to be pissed off. T.O. Hopkins, thank you for super chat. He goes, CD was open in the flat so many times. What the hell? I know.
Wide open. I mean, wide open. It's crazy, dude.
The defense is like a death by a million paper cuts. That whole 4th quarter was literally at the point, was in the red zone.
Theoretically, when I ask you this, okay, the Eagles have fought through so much adversity this year defensively. Like when we're struggling and we're getting turnovers, and like, what does it tell you? Like when a team makes the stops that it makes, like you could punt the ball down to the 14-3 penalties. They're how you felt in the 4th quarter, like they were in the red zone for the whole entire quarter. Like what does it take for the team to do that and make the stops that they make? And like most teams would fold when these mistakes happen. It's just nuts. It's crazy.
No, I mean, this team is like, they win the close games, dude. They don't panic. They win, and they were able to come up big. I mean, the Josh Sweat sack, that was the game clincher right there, man. Yeah, just a lot of bending. It was. Eagles Army down under. Thank you for super chat. Goes, really impressed with Hurts, but those coordinators are trash. This season feels too much like last year. Yeah, winning, but what about when it really matters again? We're going to find out. You got to have home field, You got you got a bye week, then you got the biggest, probably the toughest game you're going to have all year.
It's almost the same as last year, but last year our offense, we didn't really worry about the offense at all last year. Like this year, there's just a little problem with the offense when it comes to like, on certain downs with some of the play calling from Brian Johnson and who they use and who they substitute. And like some of the, when we're backed up in the end zone, and they run like it's like they run the tush push, then they run the screen pass to Devontae Smith.
I hated that play
I can't
call.
stand that fucking play, dude. That play does not work. Like at least use somebody that's bigger. I don't know. Like Devontae Smith gets touched, he's falling to the ground. Like I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan Davis super chat because Miami Dallas combined 6 offensive points in the second half. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. The defense. Yeah, I mean, their philosophy is like, we're going to give up the yards between the 20s, but when it comes down to getting into the end zone, we're not going to get in there. It was crazy. I mean, the whole fourth quarter, when it was 28-17, I felt like the whole fourth quarter was Dallas in the red zone. Like, that was the whole fourth quarter, and it would not end. Chris Melnick, thank you for super chat. Kevin to corner. Oh, Kevin to corner. Got you. Green Blaze, the Fly Eagle, David Subject. Hey, Philly, I just want to say, I hope you feel better and way to go to hang in there. Didn't know you had over 100 degrees flu. Yeah, 102.5. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably spiking. Thank you, though. Where's Alberto Castro is on, he's hiding. Dre Diesel, David Superchat goes, we stink, but we stink good. That's my new credo. If you're going to stink good. We don't stink. I really think a lot of like last year, I feel like the talent on the team is so good that it can make up for a lot of the flaws in our of our coordinators, like there are just certain things I don't understand that they do.
There's only so many games that your roster is going to bail you out on bad schemes, on bad play. There's only so much it's going to do. So get it.
Yeah, they're going to have a bye week. I'm sure the coaches are going to sit there, and I'm sure they're going to go back and watch every game, and hopefully they make adjustments. Also, I don't think Jordan Davis played much of that game. He got hurt early on.
Mm-hmm.
I think he re-aggravated his hand.
He came back. I think he came back.
He came back, but he wasn't in there a lot of snaps. But if you watch before he got hurt, he was wreaking havoc. He was wreaking havoc. And, he's got to get healthy. These guys got to get healthy. I mean, Goddard goes down. Hurts is hurt. After that screen play on third, Devontae was limping off the field. I mean, they're all banged up.
But you know what? At the end of the day, then Bradbury got hurt. Then Slade. It was just nonstop. But they came back in. They know how important this game is, and whether they're going to play hurt or not. And that's great.
It's a huge game. It was a bigger game for Dallas than the Eagles, but it's a huge game because now you're 2.5 points or 2.5 games up. Dallas wins next week, which they probably will play the Giants. You're still 2 games up on them. Plus, you already beat them once. We've talked about the last 3 games are the Giants, Arizona, and the Giants. So the Eagles are in a great position. You couldn't ask for a better position to be in right now. A-Word Ray Taver Super Chat goes, and WTF was that deep ball to AJ on 3rd and 3. You aren't cute or smart. Keep possession and deny Dallas a chance to win the game. I don't know if they thought they were going to sneak that past Dallas or what, but there was no need for it. You need to get the first down there. Big Fish, Little Boat, thank you for the super chat. If we lost 88 for the year, I'm going to be hot. Well, did you think that was a dirty hit on Goddard?
I think because the corner couldn't take him down, he had to do. I think because Dallas Goedert gave him a nasty stiff arm, and he got pissed off. And because he can't take him down, and I've seen this tackle a million times. You just grab his arm and just use all your body weight and bring him down. It's happened a million times, in games. But it's you're intentionally going to hurt somebody that way, no doubt. But if that was the only way he could take somebody down, I don't know. It sucks on our end, but it took him out. So I don't know what you're doing later in the season. At least Albert O. Jack Stahl, Calcaterra. We'll find out. But
yeah. Weapon Texas. Thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly, why can't we stop the slant over the middle? It's the most annoying thing because it's coming. And you see it coming, and I'm streaming and I'm calling that it's coming, and then they do it, and it's like the Eagles cannot. Like, I don't know if they don't care or what. You know what I mean? Do they look at it like, well, everything's in front of us, so we're okay with that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. First of all, you can't play the guys way off. You got to be up. There were times they were 8 or 9 yards back, and then the other time is. Like when you are up and the receiver releases, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him at the line of scrimmage. You can't give him a free release. Otherwise, he goes inside on you and you have nobody there. And they don't bring anybody over or anything on those. I don't know why they don't try to take away the slant, dude. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, now Nakobe Dean's hurt for the 3rd time this year. Foot injury, same shit. I mean, I don't even know what they're gonna do there. I don't know.
Yeah. Bree guys, it's 500. You sound like you have a cold. Thank you. I have 102-degree fever today, so yeah, I have a flu, but we're getting through it. So unbelievable. There's Dallas fans crying about the refs, laughing my ass off. We both had 10 flags. Just accept that you lost. What are they crying? Like, what flags are they crying about? Like, I don't understand what they could even be crying about. Like, dude, in Mark's stream, they were mad because the guy didn't score a touchdown, And they're like, but his body's in the end zone. His body's in the end zone.
It's
yeah,
stupid.
But the ball's not. Well, they got to change the rules.
Oh, that's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah. Desai is Gannon 2.0, horrible scheming. I don't know why Nick Sirianni goes, oh, I want that kind of defense. I don't get it.
Yeah, there's no reprimanding anybody. Like, I don't get what's going on. I think, dude, I think the most beautiful touchdown, I think, was Devontae Smith. I think that was I think that was a brilliant throw.
It was a great play call.
Yeah.
It was a great play. The play before that, I was like, Devontae Smith's got 1-on-1. And I go, they got to go to him. And then the next play they did. But it was a beautiful pass. It was a beautiful catch. It was a thing of beauty. It really was. Joe says, we are spoiled. We have the best team in the league, and we don't know how rare that is for our Eagles. I'm enjoying the journey. And if the shoe drops in the playoffs, you can say I told you so. Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is we are the best team in the league. We have the best record. And you look at these games and you think, man, we haven't even put a whole game together yet.
Still,
that's the crazy thing. We when we get playing, and I think December, January, when we're hitting full pace, I think we're going to be really hot, and teams are going to. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat us. Easy Kid David super chat. He goes, hindsight, do you let JB go, resign CJ Gardner-Johnson, or draft a corner? I would have re-signed CJ Gardner-Johnson. I probably would have brought him back.
100%.
But I'm not going to sit there and say that I was happy when they brought Bradbury back because I thought Bradbury was their best corner last year. They both haven't played great.
But it doesn't matter what other corner they bring in if they're playing the same scheme. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Trading for a Patrick Surtain or getting a first-round cornerback isn't going to change anything if they're not going to change the scheme because it's not benefiting these players to what they could do best, like to their strength. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone thinks just getting another player, a better player, is going to fix the problem. It's not. It's going to make the problem worse. It's going to be a waste.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I think.
Splendid says 500. That defense was so gas at the end. And that's true, too. I mean, we got to take that in consideration. That whole fourth quarter was basically Dallas in our red zone. So they were gassed. And I got to give a lot of credit to the defensive line because they were gassed. They were tired. But they stepped up, man. Brandon Graham with sacks. Josh Sweat with sacks. Like, those were big-time sacks at big moments in the game. So you got to shout them out. You know what I mean?
True.
Dash says Jordan at 500, greatest flu performances of all time. I know this is a record book, baby. This was my Michael Jordan moment, and we got the victory. That's all that matters. The Eagles are 8-1. That's all I'm talking about. 8 and mother humping 1.
Hell yeah.
That feels so good. Thank you for super chat. Yeah. That brotherly shove on the goal line to prevent a safety was sick. Our O-line moved the entire D-line 4 or 5 yards. Grown men moving children. Is man on the roster, or are we still rotating punters? No, man is on the roster. Man is on the roster. His last punt was a good punt. Got down to the 14.
Which it didn't matter. Which that really didn't matter.
Because the next play is a pass to CD, pass interference.
EI.
Now they're at midfield. And then the next play is a personal foul on Hassan Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Warrior Rage, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, why is Dallas complaining about the refs? They didn't get the sneak, but they gave it to them. They shouldn't have gotten a personal foul. We got one. Agreed. Not only that, they give them a touchdown. It's not a touchdown. They gave them a 2-point conversion. It's not a 2-point conversion. And they gave them that sneak. And then the fouls, two fouls cost the Eagles like 50 yards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they want. I don't know. The referees were not the reason why the Dallas lost. The reason why Dallas lost, if you're a Cowboy fan, from a Cowboy fan's perspective, the reason you lost is because your quarterback could not score a touchdown when it mattered the most, and all the opportunities he had, he couldn't get you home. That's the truth. Fugly Gang, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Joey, I know you always say he needs more time with defense, but Byard on 4 separate man coverage passes has gotten handled.
It's true.
Yeah.
I just don't think they put a lot of these guys. I mean, when you see multiple defensive backs getting torched, I can't say that every player in this defense is that bad. It's got to be this. It's got to be the scheme. A lot of it's got to be this damn scheme. It's hard for me to say that we can't even contest. I think we contested a little bit. It might sound weird. We might contest a little bit better today, but there were a lot of separation throws. I mean, way too much. I mean, it was just too much.
Yep. Xavier, congratulations, Philly 500. As a Cowboys fan, you were the better team today. It was a dogfight until the very end. Thank you, man. It was a great game. Epic game. Could have gone either way. And thank you, man. Shout out to you, man. We appreciate that. James Seidner, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, great job, guys. Slant works because the linebackers are looking at the quarterback instead of wide receivers across their face. Shuffle like they're on the basketball court, bad football. Yeah. Listen, at one point, Moore was like telling everybody where to go. And then they run the slant right at him, and he's sitting there looking, didn't know what to do. It's like, oh, my God. Hulk Mercenary member for 30 months. Thank you so much. He goes, please tell me you saw Mark's reaction on the last play. I heard him yelling, but I haven't seen it yet. But I will be going back and I will be collecting everything. Oh, yeah. Big Rhythm, thank you for the Super Chat. Goes, refs threw 2 flags last drive benefiting Dallas. Those 2 penalties were like 50, 60 yards of penalties. Yeah. Alexander, a member for 1 month, says, ain't one ugly or not. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah. Best record in the National Football League. And you're 2.5 games up on your rivals. I mean, it's a big deal for the Eagles, man. Fugly Gang, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, also, Dak played really well. We got to stop hating. Dak played well, except for the fact that he couldn't cash in the red zone. That's right. The truth. They couldn't score the touchdown that they needed. I mean, how many chances did they get at the end? It was like penalty the whole quarter.
Yeah, I mean, nonstop. You're getting. I mean, they gave them penalties. I mean, they had nonstop. You can't complain about the penalties, dude. It went towards them at the end of the game. It really did, dude. Like I thought after like. I mean, literally when we punted the ball to them, I figured the game was over because I was like, they should have went for it on 4th and 3. I want to go on 4th and 3 because I felt like
when 40-something seconds left at the 14, you thought they were going to win.
I'm just saying, like, to punt the ball down to their 14, like I was going to, I had no faith in that I really didn't have faith in the defense really holding up too much. I really did, because I didn't feel like if they weren't going to blitz, there was going to be big plays happening. I mean, and made it easier with the penalties. You said 40 to 50 something yards going downfield. So we were back to them, one penalty brought them to the 50. I mean, it was like,
Yeah,
the faith was dropping for me a little bit. I got to
well,
say.
when we made the punt at the 14, I thought we were going to win. It was like 40 seconds left.
Mhm.
I'm figuring they're going to run out of time. When they got the pass interference, I was like, okay, that's really bad. But when they called the roughing the passer, I thought, oh shit, we're in big trouble here. That's when I started getting nervous, because it was like you just gave them the whole field. Samuel, thank you for super chat. He quote, "For this team, for this city, I'll do anything." Hurts said in the post-game interview, "I really think we are living in the Eagles' golden era." I think you might be right.
It's true.
I think you might be right. I mean, right now. I mean, I don't remember the Eagles ever going 8-1 2 years in a row. I don't ever remember it. I mean, usually a team coming off a Super Bowl loss struggles. And we've had our struggles, but we've still found ways to win. That's the great thing.
Mm-hmm.
And those teams that struggle usually play better at the end of the year. And I think we'll start to.
Well, Philly, nobody comes off a Super Bowl with 2 brand new coordinators and has a record like this. Like, a lot of teams don't do that. It's really tough to do that.
We got to assume that some of the things with the coordinators will get better. I got to believe it will get better. Laminator, thank you for super chat. Goes, let's give this team true MVP credit he's due. Hurts came out in the second half and drove the team down the field for touchdowns twice. That changed everything. He carried us off. Hurts carried the team. I mean, we talked about this earlier. Laminator, you got to give a lot of credit to Hurts. Getting hurt, looked like people were wondering he's going to play the third quarter. To come in and then put the team on his back like that, it really did change.
He broke Randall's rushing record.
Touchdown
record.
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable what Hurts did today. He should get all the credit in the world. He put that team on his back in that third quarter, and he got us the lead, man. He was big.
Mm-hmm.
Teal Hopkins, thank you for the super chat. He goes, how do you guys feel about Bayard personal foul?
The retaliation shit, I can't stand anymore.
Well,
can't stand it.
That was like the week before we got a retaliation call. That we didn't retaliate, and they said we're the instigators or something. I don't know.
It happened to Swift almost too, because Swift got hit. Swift got hit, and he just said he calmed down. He just walked away. I forgot what play that was. It was near the end of the game. What
pissed me off was that there's no way that Dak Prescott got that fourth down conversion. Yeah. That should not have been a fourth down conversion. Fugly Gang, thank you for super chat. 500, Joey. I appreciate all you do. You all the best.
Thank you, man.
Fugly. Appreciate it. Dennis says Jalen is insane when trailing or tied. His stats are unreal. I mean, he was awesome, man. He was awesome. Robert says Slay and Bradbury are slow. Face it. They are better zone players at this stage. They need better safety play. None of the safeties played that good. None of them did. But I still think you have to give Bayard. I still think you have to give him time. Come on. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, Army down under. Thank you for super chat. It's 100% scheme. Every time they're man, they line up outside shade, both Blankenship and Morrow. First step was going outside, giving them slant instantly. I think it is scheme. And thank you for super chat. David, thank you for the super chat. Goes, Eli Ricks had too many penalties today. How many penalties did he have? He did struggle.
I don't know.
I mean, but you got to expect that from a rookie, right? Right? They got a little buddy here.
Oh.
Tim says, James Dingleberry, thank you for the super chat, Tim. But James Dingleberry needs to stop making stupid, lazy-ass mistakes at absolute worst times. By the way, the link was amazing tonight. I'm sure several Cowboy employees will have nightmares the next few nights. I'm sure they will. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, Bradbury wasn't good today, dude. It seemed like he was
He
getting penalty
looks,
almost all the time, right?
yeah.
Hector, man, welcome. Welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. Although I thought you were already there.
Oh no, I think it's
Oh,
me.
it's yours? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, good.
Hector Figueroa. Welcome to the camper tier, bro. Thank you for joining up, man. I appreciate it so much. Sorry if I can't pronounce names today. I'm very bad at pronouncing. Oh, well, we all know we're both really bad at pronouncing shit.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Put respect on his name.
Put respect on his name. T. Patrick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we spotted them 65 yards on that last drive. And they that's
dude,
so
like
true.
it's crazy,
It's
dude.
True. It was literally the fourth quarter was literally 10 minutes of Dallas in the red zone. That was the whole fourth quarter. We spotted them 65 yards on the last drive and still couldn't cash in. Great game, though. We need to get our defense playing better. We do. There's things we've got to fix, and we know it. The coaches know it, but we got to enjoy this one because this is a big game. I mean, this really sets the stage for the second half of the season perfect. You know,
it does.
Snog says Eagles defense had Dak looking like Tom Brady. Let me tell you something. Tom Brady scores touchdowns. Dak Prescott didn't score touchdowns. So you could say what you want about Tom Brady and Dak Prescott. The Eagles defense, they gave up a lot of yards, but Dak didn't score the big touch. He needed to score a touchdown. He had how many opportunities in red zone and could not do it. That was the difference.
Yeah, it's true.
JJ says, you're wrong, Philly. Our coaches will never change. I hope that's not the case. I hope that they do adjust.
It's really hard for me to believe, like, not, you know what I mean? It's really tough for me to believe that they're weeks and weeks into the middle of the season and they really haven't adjusted too much. Like, I felt like some games they have, and then really going to Miami, we thought there was going to be a really after that game, it was going to be a big change, pressing a little bit more. But the last 2 weeks, they've gone back to giving up just way too much, making offenses look a lot better. I think we made Dak, look a lot better than he has.
Yeah,
I think we
agree.
made Sam Howell look the same way. So
yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Cash Cruz says, Philly, I'm telling you, we don't fix our secondary, we're going to be recooked by the Niners. Listen, I'm not saying we've got to fix some things. I get it. But I gotta think they would be willing to adjust at some point. But I mean, we'll find out. Dalton, thank you for a super chat. He goes, credit where credit is due. Gainwell played good today. The flipping touchdown, really good block for Swift on the one route. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we talked about him earlier. I thought Gainwell had his best game of the year. I have nothing bad to say about Gainwell tonight. I thought he was great. I was more mad at Swift.
No, he played good. No.
He did. Yeah. And it was very good Derek Barnett didn't play today. Because the way these refs were calling stuff, I'm sure we would have had a personal foul first down.
Yeah. So do you think Barnett? Yeah. So because I texted you, I don't know if you got it, but I did text you. I was like, oh shit. I was like, Barnett is not playing today. So is that part of they really want to play Nolan Smith today?
I think so. I saw Nolan Smith out there.
Yeah.
So I think so. T. Patrick, a member for 40 months. Thank you. He goes 8-1, still better than 5-3. Fly Eagles fly. It's big time. Now, if the Giants can only pull some sort of crazy upset. David, thank you for a super chat. He goes, that's a pretty kitty. Thank you. Rick's penalties gave a touchdown. It did. It did.
He's like, thank you.
Thank you. Alexander, thank you for a super chat. I'm more nervous that Desai isn't going to make changes and just keep it at his bend and don't break attitude. Won't go far in the playoffs and certainly not win Super Bowl. It's got to get better. It's got to get better. I think you could get a lot better just by blitzing more. Like, seriously, like just by blitzing. When you have 3rd and 21, why are you not blitzing? I don't get it.
Are they basically not making changes off of like, well, we're winning this way, so why would we change anything? Like, that's how it may sound stupid, but that's how I think going into every win after we come out with a win when it looks bad.
Yeah. Philly Nation 307 is a Philly 500. I think you did enough. You should go take a break, and I hope you feel better. Fly goes, thank you. I will, after my cigar video, I will take a break, but I got to push through, man. This was Cowboys week, you got to bring your A game today, you got to bring your A game. Stephon Diggs. Oh, what could he possibly say? What could he possibly say here? The refs in their interview trying to get a job. I'm blind, I'm deaf, and I want to be a ref. The NFL, you're hired. Our Cowboy fans aren't going to cry. They're not going to really cry about the referee, right? I mean,
it's going to happen.
What are they going to cry about? I don't understand. You didn't score a touchdown on that 4th down play to the tight end. You didn't get a 2-point conversion. So, those were correct calls. MC Philly, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, can't wait to see what shirt you make Mark wear. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about it.
Do people not think we're going to go into games where it's going to be bad officiating? It's like this every single game that we watch. It's like this every game.
Listen, dude, I'll be honest. I think that the Cowboys get away holding, especially in the interior of that line all the time. It's like every play, but they're not going to call it. It is what it is, Lucius, the show, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, I think the side doesn't have the pieces to change.
Oh, no.
We're going to find out. Jose plays, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, epic game. Feel better soon, 500-pound Dallas Cowboys for life. Thank you, man.
That was the excuse. That was the excuse that Jonathan Gannon had in 21. They didn't have the right pieces for his defense. And then after Jordan Davis gets hurt, they get Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh. Like Howie Roseman made sure that there was no excuse for this. If there was an injury, that they wouldn't miss a beat. Like, I'm tired of hearing that shit about him not if he doesn't have the right pieces to his defense. It's a bunch of bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah. Dennis says, I think Penny will keep getting touches in the second half. He looks so explosive on a 6-yard run and hard to tackle. If he plays 75% of his previous potential, this run game will dominate. I would love to have Penny and Swift as a 1-2 punch, which is what I thought we were going to get with him, in the beginning. So, I don't know. R. Grace, 500 sounds like RFK Jr. right now. I feel like RFK Jr. right now. Drink some tea. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like RFK Jr. Oh, man, that's funny. Hey, Warrior Rage, thank you for Super Chat, man. He goes, Cowboys didn't score on the catch to Turpin Shrimp. The ball rolled over his bottom arm and used the ground to secure it. But the refs are eagle. Yeah, did you think that was a catch? I think that was a hard one.
Yeah, that was I thought it was because he had the hand under it. Like if the ball somewhat touched the ground, I would say, but because his hand was under it, I think it was fair.
Yeah. Lucius, the show. Thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Joey, the defensive backs are old and slow.
It might be. It's to a point where now it's like you're seeing all these young corners around the league, and the Eagles are going to have to adapt to it, and they might have to go young. I mean, I don't know when this is going to happen. It really depends if they keep Slay throughout next year. I don't know.
They got to draft a corner, dude.
They have to.
They might have to draft a corner with the first pick. Glenn Neese, thank you for the Super Chat, man. Appreciate it. They need a young corner. 500, did you see Howie on the sideline celebrating with the team? That was awesome. Get well, my guy. Thank you, man. I didn't see it. I didn't see that, but that's great. Let's see. Don't W, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, the bodies we have on our defensive line is actually insane. The fact that we don't blitz is criminal. I think a lot of the stuff and problems that we have defensively could be solved if they blitz more. I mean it. If they blitz more and they hit and played a little bit off of the line of scrimmage, hit, they would actually jam up those receivers.
When they actually did, it made Dak a little bit inaccurate. The one to Brandon Cooks, that one was too high, like it too low. I mean,
yeah,
it works.
It does. But I give that defensive line credit, man, because when they had to start really getting home, they started to. It was like they're like, we're not going to rely on our secondary to do this. We're going to get home and in this, and that's what they did. That Josh Sweat sack was so important.
Brandon Graham too in the fourth. He pulled up in the fourth. He had the sack in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah. I actually, on the Josh Sweat sack, I thought Prescott fumbled it for a second. He didn't, but I thought he did.
He was trying to throw it, maybe. That's what he was trying to maybe do.
500, can we face a team that doesn't have an amazing slot wide receiver that always kills it? Well,
and if they do, they're going to move him to the inside. So if there's a team that has two really good receivers, all they're going to do is take their number one or whatever and move him to the inside. That's what they're going to do every time.
Yeah. What do you think about Isaiah Rodgers? I'm very excited to see him play when he's ready. You know, he's suspended this year, so we've got to wait, you know. The Cowboys line didn't stand up, but I repeat, that line is not the Niners. It's not the Niners. No, the defensive line stepped up when they had to. Matt Weeks, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. I believe it's right. Yeah, welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. Who won? The Eagles won. When does Roby come back? I don't know.
Well, he's got to be back and he can rest for literally 2 weeks. I mean, literally he can rest for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would give the whole team the week off, dude. Seriously.
Oh, 100%.
Like you have to have the week off. I'm trying to see if there's any info on Goddard.
Let me see.
A lot of Jalen Hurts quotes. No, I don't see anything yet.
I'll look.
Yeah, see if you find anything. Morrow's better than Dean. I agreed. No problem. Felt my membership free. Your channel was long overdue. Thank you, Matt. Man, I appreciate that. I thought Julio would have been more involved with Goddard injured. Yeah, you would think they would have started using him more. But they're going to have to, depending upon where his arm is. Like, you know, hopefully he's okay. Death Row South, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Bradbury and Slayer stealing money, and Byard played well. Give some more time. Howie will go out and look for some more corners. Yeah, I think Byard will start playing well when it matters. You got to give him time. David, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, how do you feel about Tyler Steen today? I'll have to go back and rewatch everything he did because it's hard to watch when you're streaming. But I can tell you what, he might have saved the game with that fumble recovery. So I have no problem with him today. Lemonator, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, the hell with drinking honey or tea. Just have Joey send you some Philly water. You're drinking too much California water. With your pinky up. Great job today. Thank you, Lemonator. I might have to.
So he doesn't just do squat cobblers on OnlyFans. He screams in a boxed room.
I do. That's right. Yep.
So
anything on Goddard?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. Yeah, it's good. I hope it's not bad. Because his arm looks dead. His arm looks it looked like it was totally dead, like it was rubber. Like he couldn't even do anything.
I know. Hopefully it'll be okay. We do remember that both coordinators have just completed their 9th game and are winners of 8, and yet they suck. Yeah, of 8. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to say they suck, but I want to see them. I want to see what they do going forward, you know. Let's see here. Dak got 375 and 3 touchdowns and a loss. People, you can't make their delusional logic up. Just read yourself. I don't know what you guys are fighting about. Angel Face says, you sound like you smoked 1,000 cigarettes before this. Yeah, I feel like I smoked 1,000 cigarettes before this. I have 102-degree fever today, so yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Richmond says, don't forget we got that quarter reserve next year. Yeah, well, we'll see what he does next year, you know.
A lot of Colts fans are like upset about that. A lot of Colts fans really like him. So I mean, that's
Well, I like they could run the ball back on special teams. I think that was really a good thing, you know. Nate says we can complain about scheme, defense, play calling, etc. The bottom line is we have the most reliable, consistent team in the NFL. The team is professional and well run. I agree. I mean, you're 8-1. You're the best team in the league. you know, for all the things that we want to do better. We're 8-1. We've got to enjoy that, man. We've got to enjoy that.
True.
You know, we. If you told me at the beginning of the season that we could be 8-1, beating Dallas, going into the bye week, would I take it? And I would say in a million years I would take it.
Yeah.
Death Row South, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we have to get away from the Gannon defense. Yeah, listen, I feel you with all that. I do. Just don't know what at this point what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Sean Dave said this game would have been the same without you. Thanks for sticking it out, even when you're almost dead. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. D. Hart Williams, member for 36 months. Huge cardiac win. Oh, I agree.
Cardiac win.
I agree. Let's see. Marcus says, great game, Philly. The Eagles got us this time. Salute. Yeah, thank you, man. Great game to you. It was an epic game. There's no question about it.
Down to the wire. No doubt.
Yeah. Cash Crew says, Philly, if we beat San Fran, do you think we lock up the number 1 seed? I think you're probably going to have to beat Dallas again. I think, well, it depends because I think the Chief game is a tough game. Then you got the Buffalo game, I think, when I don't know if you can lock it up, but I think you could be well on your way. You know, it's really going to depend where Dallas is. If Dallas is still 2 games behind us going into the second game with them, I think we got it locked up. And Todd, thank you for the super chat. He said Skip Bayless is a clown even after we win. He said they are a better team. Seriously, Cowboy fans are so delusional. By the way, don't care about the defense. Yeah, well, if they were the better team, they would have scored a touchdown. You know, they couldn't, you know. Quinn B says, I have followed you since about 250 subscribers.
Damn.
I don't know if he's on your chat or mine, but thank you so much. We appreciate that. It's more the fact that defensive backs allow receptions so quick without the quarterback progressions that the line almost becomes useless beyond run stopping. And that's why, you know, that's why you've got to get up and you got to press them and you got to jam them off the line of scrimmage. You got to force the receivers to you know, delay their routes and force the quarterback to have to hold the ball longer. I think that should be a big emphasis, you know. Quinby says, oh, you're Philly. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much.
You know, and then you got to worry about even coming off this bye, like, because in recent years with the Eagles coming off bye weeks, like, sometimes they look real slow coming off bye weeks. That's going to be a whole nother thing. You got the rematch, the Super Bowl rematch is coming up because KC and the Eagles are both on bye weeks, and that's going to be a big game. It's too bad it's in KC, but, you know, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Nature Cure says, Philly, it was an epic win, home field advantage. The link is magical, hard to win. Look at San Francisco last year. They crumbled under the pressure like Miami, and Dallas did also this year. Loud and proud. Absolutely. Absolutely. Philly, you sound horrible. I do. I feel horrible, man. I feel exactly how I sound. Anton, thank you for the super chat. Because Philly sound like Stephen Hawking today. Oh, my God. I stuck it out. Super Tone, Dave for super chat. He goes, did you guys see Micah Parsons getting crowd surfing when we did the brotherly shove? I did, yeah.
They couldn't stop it.
They can't stop it. How do you stop it?
What did you think about doing that from our end zone? Like what they did the brotherly shove. Do you think that's a good play to do to get at it?
I didn't mind that there because you were like at the 1 inch line. You needed some ability to have some sort of room. So I didn't mind it. What I didn't like on that was that third down play where they ran the wide receiver screen to Devontae Smith. I thought that was completely a waste of time. That's what I think, you know. Let's see here. Brotherly shove was kind of ballsy, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean,
I love it. I love it.
I like it. Joe says, Philly, game ball to you. Thank you. No disrespect, Joey. You got the ladies. Philly has the flu. Game ball, Philly.
The hell does
you, man.
that mean?
Appreciate it.
The hell does
You get
that
all the
even mean?
chicks. I get the flu. You get the chicks. That's what he's saying. Chances of sweeping the division, very good. Very good. If you can beat Dallas, I think you do it. Because the next one's going to be the Dallas game in Dallas. Truancy says, Dallas fans keep saying, if shit, take the L.
God.
They can complain all they want. I don't care. It's like their complaining and excuses will not bother me at all. I will enjoy the next 2 weeks. They can say whatever they want. You know. Robert says, you should be drinking hot toddy, some hot tea. I'm going to drink something when I'm done here. I will. I'll get something hot.
Some tea and watch that show. Watch Tulsa King. Some fucking tea. Some
Tulsa King. Yeah. I will watch Tulsa Kings. I think I will. So, I mean, we're an hour in. We got 1,171 people in.
Wow.
If you guys are new to the channel, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. If you're in my channel, click the link. Go sub up to Joey Shakes. Appreciate you guys being here.
Definitely.
Is there anything else, man, we can say before we get out of here?
I think we just have to, before we start nitpicking stuff that within this week, we really have to just enjoy this. We need a break, a mental break. I mean, every game has been almost a damn nail biter this year, and the Eagles have played tough. They played resilient, and as many mistakes that are made in this game, the Eagles just play tough. And I think, I mean, Jalen Hurts, man, we can't say it enough. Like, Jalen Hurts just showed so much toughness, and how he didn't bail on his team and bail on these fans. And when Hurts was going back on the field, everybody he had like a standing ovation, dude. I mean, it's crazy.
I believe this was a legendary night for Jalen Hurts. I believe it was one of those legendary performances, because I believe he put us on his back in that third quarter and got us to win. I truly do.
I agree.
And you're right. I'm not. I mean, there'll be times later on to dissect what we could do better and things. But no, I'm enjoying this win. I'm not complaining. 8-1 at the bye. I mean, I can't ask for a better situation than that.
No.
Colton B, man, thank you for the super chat. Go shout out 500 for sticking it out. Big effing win, go Birds. It was worth it, man. It was worth it. Yes, Philly, go to bed. After my cigar video, I will.
Is a cigar the best thing?
No, it's not. It's not. But I'll have more people asking me, where's the cigar video, than if I do it. So it's just better to do it. Yeah. Man up, knock it out, and then go drink your honey and all that stuff. By myself says, if you live with your mom, quit talking to me. You have school in the morning. I live with my mom. My mom's upstairs. A Warrior Rage, thank you for super chat. He goes, we don't need to beat Dallas again. We beat Buffalo or the Niners or both, and we probably lock it up. The second Dallas game won't even matter. Very well could be true. You got 3 easy games at the end. That's 9-10. That's 11 wins. So out of the other games you got left, the Kansas City, Buffalo, 49ers, Dallas, Seattle. If you win 2 of those games, and then the last 3, that's 5 more wins. That's 9, 10, 11. That's 13 wins.
Yeah.
You'll probably lock up home field throughout the playoffs.
They need it. They really need it. That's really the only way they could really get through this whole thing.
They're going to get home field throughout the playoffs. I know they are. Alexander, thank you for super chat. Goes, thanks, 500 Shakes. Get better. Go Birds. F Dallas 8-1. Philly Dogs, baby.
Hell yeah.
8-1. Exactly right. I thought Devontae Smith played absolutely fantastic game.
What do you have yard-wise today? Let me check, actually.
I don't know. He probably had about 50, 60 yards, I would assume. Probably right. He had the one play was 29.
Yeah, 3 for 51.
3 for 51, but that was a huge touchdown play, man.
Oh, yeah. And A.J. Brown hit 1,000. He only needs 60. He only needed 61 yards today.
What did he get? What did he have?
He got 7 receptions for 66 yards.
Yeah. I mean, those guys were awesome. Yeah, I will, Buzzology. I will. I'm looking forward to rest, man. I'm telling you what. The Eagles won, man. The Eagles did what they had to do, and that's what's important. I can't believe they're showing the highlights. I can't believe that A.J. Brown and Swift ran into each other and that ball comes. I mean, God,
imagine if that lost us the game. Dude, this would be a different conversation tonight.
Oh my gosh. Did you see they showed the close-up of Brandon Graham on that play? Did you see his close-up of his face?
He was like,
when he saw the replay.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude.
That was something. Paul Martindale, thank you for super chat. He goes, where did you get the hat, Philly? I got it on the Eagles webpage. The Eagles shop on their webpage. Shed Time, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Shed Time, a Cowboys fan. Thank you. He says, congrats, Philly. Thank you, man. Shout out to you.
There you go.
Man, we appreciate that. Thank you. D. Hart Williams, thank you for the super chat, man. He goes, feels good to be 8-1. It does.
It does.
2.5 games up and a bye week. I think it's great. Kind of high. Thank you for super chat. Go Birds. Was at the game right now. I sound like you. I bet you do, man.
Know what that feels like. Yeah. Trust me.
Philly says everybody would have to pretty much need to win out to have, and Philly have go 500. Yeah, I hear you. Someone was getting frustrated first half and was banged up in the third down inside the 5-yard line. He was. He got hurt too on that screen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody was banged up in this game. It was like, you need the bye week right now. You need it now.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. When all these bodies were going down this game, like, all I could think about was, thank God we have this bye week. I'm not even kidding.
And by that time, by the next time, you'll have Jurgens back too. So
yeah, and Roby. I mean, does that matter? I don't know, because I feel like,
I also think that the extra time will be good for Bayard to adjust.
Yes.
Joe says, bad teams find ways to lose. Good teams find ways to win. That fumble showed us who was who. I agree. Greg MC, David Super J goes, Dallas brought it all today, and it still just wasn't enough. Feel better, big man. Thank you, man. No, they did. Eagles, man, 8-1, Joey. There's nothing else we can say except for enjoy it. Enjoy the night.
Yeah, I mean, we can, like I said, like, there's always things to complain about every week, which we do. Okay, I get it. But I think 8-1 going to a bye week is great, and we could sit back, we could relax this week, and and really just find out that just get this team healthy, and they need a break. I think and the coaches, I'm really hoping that they have some meetings this week and really have to adjust and change some things, because they can't go on like this the rest of the season. They got to adjust better.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let me thank everybody for joining us. You guys were incredible tonight. You really were. And this is a big win. Glenn Needs, thank you for super checkers. Where's the honey Dak? Honey Dak didn't get it done. He had all that honey poured on him.
They poked the bear. They poked the bear, and they get it.
But thank you guys for joining us. If there's anything else, Joey, I say we should end this here.
Yeah,
I can try to keep my voice low. I got
you sound like you swallowed a porcupine.
I feel like I swallowed a porcupine. Telling you, it hurts.
Yeah, everybody have a great night, and we'll be around.
We'll be around popping out videos, so look for it. Yeah. And thank you guys so much. With that said, we are going to let you guys go. We'll talk to you later, and peace out. Peace.
One more play. We had one. Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
running
from
a. To get off the field on third down. What was that bullshit? That is not right. Tell him more. He's gotta be better, man. Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more play. We had an opportunity to win that game at the end. But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us. I'm upset, but the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had an opportunity for one more play.